You know, when you peel back the curtain just a little bit and you start seeing some of the things that go on behind closed doors in the House of Representatives, in this case, what took place with Jasmine Crockett, it is alarming. It really lays bare the fact that Republicans are not there to lead. They are not there to govern. They're there as agents of chaos. And they've given their staffs carte blanche to act like assholes just like them. When staffers watch someone like Nancy Mace act as unhinged as she possibly can muster, they see that as just the way forward. They're taking their marching orders from their, battalion commander of chaos. And Jasmine Crockett was on The View yesterday, and she described what took place in the days after the whole moment where Nancy Mace threatened to take her outside. You want to go outside? The same Nancy Mace who was cracked in half when someone shook her hand and talked about trans foster kids. Miss Badass all of a sudden, not so badass. But Jasmine Crockett tells a story about how in the days that followed, staffers from Republican offices, or at least one that she talks about, she doesn't name the office, I wish she would have, they were calling her saying it would be great, you need to go outside, take her up on this, because violence in the halls of the United States Capitol isn't apparently just a thing for insurrectionists. It's also a thing that is being directed at members of Congress by the staff of Republicans in Congress. Watch this moment.
My time. If you want to take it outside.
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not in order.
Order.
Point of order.
Okay, so I'm sure when she said that she was just offering to go for coffee or something, but we understand that you received a very unnerving call after some of this.
I did. Obviously, we get tons of calls from lots of haters all the time, but there was actually someone who works for another sitting member of Congress that called from that congressional office to our office to try to basically say, yeah, I want to put money on this. I want them to go outside. That is completely inappropriate. Yeah. And I don't really care what side of the aisle. It is threatening, and I don't care what side of the aisle you come from, but it should never be okay for a staffer. Okay. Yeah. And it wasn't okay for her either. I do want to point out that we are living in a time in which, people on the outside are following their lead, but instead of Nancy Mace challenging me to go outside to fight, what she should be fighting for is a better economy, especially for those in South Carolina that are about to feel it. Yeah.
Obviously, criticisms of Nancy Mace are absolutely justified here. She's a troll. She is a liar. She's an agent of chaos. She's a bigot. She's a racist. She has no moral backbone whatsoever. She's an amoral character, an immoral character. But the overarching question here is to the staffers in the Republican Party who work for members of Congress who are Republicans. It's like a reminiscent. What's that movie with Ron Livingston, with Gary Cole, Office Space. Yeah, Office Space. I would ask the question, is it to the staffers in the Republican Party, what is it you think you do here? What do you think your job is when you go and you roll into work, whether it's coming on the metro or if you live here in DC, and you walk into the building and you walk onto the complex of the United States Capitol? Are you not in awe of the majesty of the building? Because when I worked there, I worked in the Capitol building on the floor of the United States Senate. I was every single day in awe of where I worked. I didn't think to myself, whose offices can I call to troll? I had shit to do. So is their job does it involve nothing important that you have time to prank call, I guess, other members of Congress on the other side of the aisle to bother them? Do you not have jobs and duties to govern, to provide remedies for the problems in your constituency's lives? Do you not? Or is it, I'm going to put money on this? Because the Republican Party has just devolved into a party of chaos, into a party of just absolute feckless, attention-seeking clout chasers like Nancy Mace, like Paul Gosar, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Eli Crane, the out-of-work weirdo magician-looking dude, like Lauren Boebert, like the former Matt Gaetz, like so many others. They're not there to actually lead or govern or legislate or act as though they're a co-equal branch of government along with the executive branch and the judiciary. And they're training up their staffers who may become members of Congress themselves someday, like Chip Roy. He was Ted Cruz's chief of staff, and now he's in the House of Representatives acting like an asshole on an almost daily basis. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of assholery. Anyway, I invite you to this brief conversation. I don't know that there's too much more to be said, but I invite you to tell me what you think. In the comments below, that'll help the algorithm to share this content with new possible subscribers. That's fantastic. If you're not subscribed, if you watch my videos with any regularity and you're not subscribed, check to make sure you are. Sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people. But make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Follow me on the social media. I'd love to see you there. And I will see you next time. Be genuine. If you have an important job, do your important job. Take care of one another.